of the natural resources of the area and prevention of damage to the flora and fauna of the marine environment. In administering the mineral resources of the area, the authority is required to ensure effective protection of the marine environment and therefore biodiversity from harmful effects which may arise both from exploration for and subsequent exploitation of these resources. In addition, the authority has a general responsibility to promote and encourage the conduct of marine scientific research in the area and to coordinate and disseminate the results of such research and analysis. With these objectives in mind, the authority has developed regulations to govern prospecting and exploration for polymetallic nodule deposits in marine areas beyond the limits of national jurisdiction. The authority is currently considering draft regulations on prospecting and exploration for polymetallic sulfides and cobalt-rich crusts. Again, given the dearth of knowledge of the marine environment of the area and the potential impact of exploration and mining on its biodiversity, these regulations have a strong environmental focus. The focus is manifested initially in ensuring that contractors, in cooperation with the authority, and contractors sponsoring states or states acquire environmental baseline data and to establish environmental baselines against which to assess the likely impact of exploration and mining on the marine environment, including its biodiversity, and to cooperate fully in the implementation of environmental monitoring programs. Though threats to deep seabed biodiversity from mineral prospecting, mineral exploration, and mineral exploitation in the area need to be managed in such a way as to prevent species extinctions. In relation to the benthic ecosystem, the authority is in the process of establishing a framework to successfully manage threats to the marine environment and its biodiversity. We have gone to considerable extents to identify what is known of the biodiversity in the mineral provinces around these mineral deposits. We have also found that all of the mineral resources are associated with specific fauna and flora, each and every one of them. What we therefore try to do is to foster international cooperation to increase the international community's knowledge of species ranges, species distribution, and gene flow in the various mineral provinces. One such project we undertook, which has been ended, again for nodules, was a project called the Kaplan Project. The Kaplan Project had the following objectives: to study the distribution of organisms on the seabed in order to facilitate the establishment of environmental guidelines, to determine the number of various faunal groups at a number of stations in the CCZ using modern molecular methods that could facilitate standardization, and to use the state-of-the-art molecular and morphological techniques to evaluate levels of species overlap and rates of gene flow for faunal components. The participants in the project were the British Natural History Museum, the Southampton Oceanography Center, the JAMSTEC in Japan, and IFREMER in France, and the University of Hawaii. Another job we have undertaken has been the establishment of a central data repository. The central data repository contains all the available information concerning the area for the three mineral resources I referred to earlier. That is the nodules, the crusts, and the sulfides. We hope that we will be able to augment what we currently have with a lot of other data on the fauna to be found in the region. The future activities of the Seabed Authority will comprise monitoring the 8 contracts for polymetallic nodule exploration, developing regulations for prospecting and exploration for sulfides and crusts, assisting the Legal and Technical Commission to develop environmental guidelines to protect the fauna and flora in these mineral provinces, developing regulations for deep seabed polymetallic nodule exploration, the further development of our central data repository, continuation of resource assessments of polymetallic nodules in reserved areas, finalization of a geological model of polymetallic nodules in the CCZ, and the establishment of a similar model for the Central Indian Ocean Basin. We are also continuing to promote marine scientific research in the deep seabed, and we are currently collaborating with CENSEAM to better understand the flora and fauna in the ferromanganese-bearing seamount mineral provinces, and developing economic models for nodule mining in the area. I wish to thank you all for the opportunity to make this presentation. And like I suggested, you will hear about other areas that I mentioned, specifically by my colleagues, Dr. Koda Gali, and also Mr. Michael Lodge, on how we are trying to develop legal regimes to cover the 3 specific mineral resources. Thank you very much.